This week has kind of been sort of a whirlwind week for me, and I'll tell you why. Because the one of my videos, for the first time that I started this YouTube channel several months ago, has finally gone viral. And it sort of went viral within like the first 2 to 3 days. I had several thousand views on this video. It's my first video that's had so many views on this channel. And I'm kind of feeling really excited about it. I This is just how I feel like manifestations come to life. You first, it starts with your desire, right? Then you decide that you get to have it. Then you put in the work and you start moving your hands and feet towards your goal. And you just keep doing that until you get closer and closer. And then when you are moving towards your goal, then I believe that God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, we get an assist, we get help from the divine. The divine sees us working and wants to help us get there faster, especially when we are doing everything we can in the back end to really tap into our spirituality and to call on the divine to help us, whether that be through meditating on it, visualizing your goals, setting your intentions, writing them down, reading them every day, doing your affirmations. I honestly do them all and I do it all day long. And I'm actually literally seeing the results of my labor. And I do believe that success comes and it trickles in little by little. So it's not like you're going to put something out and then all of a sudden you're going to see a flood of response. I mean, that might happen. If it does, great. I mean, that's exciting. But if you are working towards a goal, don't be discouraged if you don't see all the results right away. I do believe that we're going to see it come in sooner or later. And if you're doing something, you're working towards a goal and it's not working out, it doesn't necessarily mean pivot and scratch that and move on to the next thing. Sometimes we just have to try a different strategy. For example, let's say you are in the coaching industry and you want to get customers. Well, first of all, I do believe this is my own belief, and I don't mean to put this limiting belief on you. I do kind of believe that the coaching industry is somewhat of a tough industry because I feel like it is quite saturated. However, of course, you can be successful doing it, but you do have to set yourself apart from everyone else, and you're going to have to work 10 times harder because there are a lot of people trying to vie for that attention, for that position, and you really have to set yourself apart essentially. And the people that I find are most successful doing this are the ones who are increasing their surface area of luck, meaning they are putting themselves out there in different places. They're trying different things. If one thing doesn't work, you don't get discouraged. You just try something else. And if that doesn't work, maybe you try it again, but in a different way. Um, maybe you can reach out to other collaborators or other people in your industry and do a collaboration because now you're helping them, they're helping you. And one of my other things that have kind of been on my heart that I've wanted to say is that if you are someone in the coaching industry, I want to pose a another strategy to think about, especially if you're in the feminine energy community. Maybe that's your natural gift, and there's something about it that is your natural gift. But I do believe that if you were to market yourself or brand yourself towards corporate coaching and then sprinkle in the feminine energy, I feel like you could have better traction and better luck to begin with to get the ball rolling. Because who has money to pay? Corporations do, companies do. Companies are always looking for ways to train their employees, to bring personal development to the company, to the organization, team building, whatever it may be. But the goal, one of the goals of HR is to create a very robust environment where people can learn and grow. So that could be a really good entry point, especially if you are at a point where you're not seeing or you're not making any money yet. Going the corporate route could be your answer to at least get the ball rolling, get started, get moving, make some money. Doesn't mean you have to stay there. But what if you did it and you were actually really good at it and you could just end up staying there? Or once you create a name for yourself, you could either go back into whatever it is you really want to coach on, or you could just incorporate this into your coaching process. So, for some reason, I feel like some people are turned off by the idea of approaching or turning their brand into a more corporate type, but honestly, they're the ones with the money that have to pay. Um, Another thing you could do, and this is somewhat kind of like the route I'm taking, is I am going to be approaching, um, big, I don't know if I should call it organizations, but maybe let's call it an organization where, I get invited to do some public speaking, because that can also be another 80/20 action of how you can expand your brand, be seen by many people at once. It's an opportunity to perhaps sell a book if you have written one. And your book will actually, if you do write a book, your book will give you more credibility in that department. And so basically, what you're doing is you're going to different companies, different organizations, different events, different conferences, and you're pitching yourself to them. And you're basically asking to be a paid speaker. Even if it's not paid, I would probably still take it in the beginning. I would recommend taking a few gigs like that where it's a mutually beneficial exchange where they're getting a speaker that is going to teach and train and motivate and excite their audience. And at the same time, you're getting exposure, you're getting your name out there. You could potentially get some sales or some clients that way. I would recommend having everything ready to go, have all your marketing material, have your website, have everything set up so that when the opportunity strikes, you can take advantage of it. I'm going to have a lot more advice coming your way, but I did want to share this quick little bit is basically overall, start thinking outside the box. You don't have to do things the way it's always been done or the way everyone else is doing it, especially if you've been at it for, let's say, a year and you're not seeing any results, you haven't made any money. It's time to create some change. I'm not saying pivot out of it completely, but you have to do something different. You have to get creative, talk to some business people, maybe market yourself differently, maybe brand yourself differently. But the point is, don't let another year go by without having done anything, without having made any tweaks. Um, But yeah, that is my spiel today. I am all dressed up. It is my birthday weekend. I am going out with some friends of mine to a new restaurant out here in Miami. And yeah, so that is it. By the time you see this, it will already be past my birthday. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.